Well, I guess it must be January because I've got another max cushioned stability daily trainer in for review. And this time it's the On Cloudrunner 3. This is a max cushion stability running shoe, so it's soft underfoot, very supportive, and it's one of those stability running shoes that's actually enjoyable to run in. Yes, this one makes me feel like I want to just keep running. So if you do need a stability running shoe for running longer distances, maybe you're training for a marathon, or maybe you're just getting started with running and you need a really good beginner running shoe that does give you support on the run, but also protection underfoot because of all the cushioning. So it really is a very approachable running shoe, and I can't wait to tell you all about this one. But before I go into that and how this actually performs on the run, let's go over the key specifications that matter to you. Firstly, they cost $160. I'll let you know by the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag. They weigh 10.4 ounces or 295 grams. That's for a size US men's 9, my pair. And if you're wondering how it compares to other stability running shoes out there right now, well, it's very much in line with those. It's kind of an average weight. It has a drop of 8 millimeters from heel to toe. That actually feels more like a 6 millimeter drop to me. And I really love how this feels on the run when I'm going longer distances. And it has a stack height of 31 millimeters under the heel and 23 millimeters under the toe. So that's actually not a huge stack for a max cushion running shoe, but I like that because a lower stack makes you feel more connected to the ground, and it's going to give you a more stable ride and make running around corners feel more natural. The upper is using an engineered mesh with an average breathability, making it good for most season running. And it's incredibly comfortable to step into because you've got all this padding and cushioning around the collars and at the heel counter as well. And the tongue is very padded too. So it's like stepping into a cloud. The midsole foam is definitely max cushion. It's using this updated cloud phase tech style geometry, and that gives you that really soft shock absorbed landing. The outsole is using a reworked cloud geometry, which is more supportive, and the rubber compound sections are thicker, which should give the shoe more durability over time. But yes, there are still exposed sections in the midsection. When it comes to sizing and fit, they're very much true to size if you follow US sizing, and they are medium width for the most part, but the toe box feels nice and roomy, so you've got a little bit of room for toe wiggle, but also if your feet do swell because it's hot out or you're on a long run, then there's enough room in there for that expansion. It's got a really good heel lockdown as well. The lacing system works very well. It's very quick to get that perfect fit, and it locks the midfoot and heel down very well. And as I mentioned earlier, the step-in feels fantastic. That translates to on the run as well because there's so much padding in the upper. It just makes it super accessible. New runners are going to absolutely love how it feels on the run. And it's going to help motivate those runners to go out and do more running and get better because it is a joy to step into. One minor nitpick would be the laces. Although they do up well and they stay up well, they're just a bit long. It's a little bit long for most volume feet. But of course, if you do have high volume feet, you're going to have less lacing left over. But I think for most people, these laces are probably going to be a little bit too long. And if only On would shorten those or put a little elasticated lace loop on here, that would allow you to tuck them in there to stop them flapping around. You can also do a double knot just to make that shorter. Up to you. If you're enjoying this review so far, please give a video a like. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. It lets me know I'm loved and it lets me know you're enjoying the content as well. So first off, like it and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That'll let you know as soon as new running shoe reviews drop. And if you've had experience in the Cloudrunner 3, I want to get your opinions. Stick them in the comments down below. This is really going to help other people who visit this video. It's going to help them decide whether or not these are going to be right for them or not. So share your experiences. Let us know if you enjoyed them, if you didn't enjoy them, or maybe you haven't run in this one, you've run in the previous version. Let me know how you got on. Right, let's get straight into my performance review. I'm going to start with the ride and stability on the run because they're kind of intertwined a little bit with this one. First off, if you've run in the previous versions of the Cloudrunner, then this one definitely feels softer. Right out the gates, it feels like a softer, more comforting ride. And the stability feels less overcorrective, more gentle, and On is describing this as dynamic stability. So that means it adjusts to the runner. So it will adjust to your weight and it will adjust to your gait. That makes it much more approachable, less overcorrective, less jolty, and I think it's going to be a real winner for a lot more runners out there who do need the support and stability on the run. Whether that's because you're a new runner and you do just want to make sure your form is as good as it can be and you are getting the support from the shoe so that you don't get those overuse injuries from any pronation issues that you may be having. It is very advisable to start out with a stability cushioned daily trainer like this one. And it does all that really well, and I love how cushioned it feels underfoot. That's another thing new runners are going to really enjoy because they're probably worried about their knees when they really shouldn't be, by the way. That's a bit of a myth that you get bad knees from running. If you are running with a high cadence and you're running with decent form and the right shoes, then don't worry about your knees because you're actually going to make your knee joints stronger, and all the muscles that support a proper running form are going to get stronger. That's going to protect your knees more, and you're just going to be a much stronger person for it. So if you've got any questions about anything like that, just drop them in the comments. I'm always happy to help my followers. One of the first thoughts I had when I first tried the Cloudrunner on was, well, this is actually quite cushioned. How's that going to affect stability? If it's very cushioned and I land on the edge of my foot, whether it's on the medial side or the lateral side, isn't that going to cause instability? Well, actually, to my surprise, it didn't, or it doesn't. It's actually surprisingly stable. And I think that's the dynamic stability kicking in. It just feels gentle. It feels like it's guiding me rather than forcing me into a particular position. And I really love them for that. It makes them quite unique as a stability cushion trainer. You'll notice at the heel there is this plastic section which wraps around the heel. It almost cradles your foot, giving you a nice amount of support at the heel. So if you do land more towards your heel, you're going to get that guidance from that system, but also in the midsole geometry as well. The Cloudrunner 3 also has a relatively wide base, and it has a heel that kind of kicks out in the midsole. These two features do also help with stability. This kick out helps with anyone who lands at the heel. It's just going to give them a little bit more of a better balance because it's not like you're landing on the end of a shoe. There is geometry behind you. So it kind of softens out that landing. Widening that footprint means you've got more surface area contact with the ground. You're going to feel more planted and you're going to feel more of that dynamic stability on the run without feeling overcorrective. Moving on to the upper and how that feels in terms of being locked down and just comfort. Well, it's incredibly comfortable. I do find this a lot with On running shoes. It's always the upper that is absolutely nailed, or at least most of the time. There's a lot of innovation going into On's midsoles a lot of the time, different geometries, different cloud tech technologies as well. But it's the upper that always is very consistent, super comfortable. And that's because of these cushioned collars and heel counter and tongue. It feels really, really nice to slip your feet in. That continues on the run as well. So beginner runners or even intermediate runners are going to love how that feels. It's not the most breathable upper mesh. So if you are running in very hot conditions, these might not be best for you. But for shoulder seasons and winter running, you're going to actually enjoy the fact it's not quite as breathable because it will keep your feet warm. And then moving to the outsole, well, there is a good amount of coverage and I like the way the pod sections are now separated off. That gives the shoe more flex, so it feels even more comfortable. You've got that dynamic motion depending on the runner. And traction's been very good as well. There's a little bit of a rocker in these shoes, and what that does is help smooth out any heel landings that you might be doing. And by the way, this isn't just for heel strikers. This is actually a very conducive midsole geometry for anyone who lands more at the forefoot or midfoot as well. There's plenty of roll. But the transition from heel landing is soft. You've got a little bit of a rocker at the heel, not a huge amount. But because this CloudTec phase technology, it just compresses really well underfoot. It kind of locks into place, stores that energy. And then when it gets to the toe, you've got a little bit of toe spring, and all that stored energy does translate to a nice bit of smooth forward motion or propulsion. And if you want to know what the flex and pop is like, well, I'm going to flex it. It's incredibly good for a stability running shoe. Didn't quite hit the ceiling in these 16-foot ceilings, but it got quite close. For a stability shoe, this has got a lot of pop. Summarizing my performance review then, what is the Cloudrunner 3 going to be best for? What type of runs? Well, it's very much a daily trainer. It's a stability running shoe. So if you need stability because you have pronation issues, this is the shoe for you. If you need to do daily training, or you need to get long recovery miles, steady mileage, building your base, maybe you're increasing your mileage because you're training for a marathon or half marathon, then this is a really good shoe for that. It handles all of that very well. What it isn't is a tempo running shoe. It's not a fast running shoe, although it does handle mid-pace ranges very well. It's the shoe that you pick up when you just want to bag base mileage, easy cruiser type stuff, or maybe you want a shoe that just makes you want to run longer. This is the one for that. And because there's plenty of protection underfoot and stability, it's also a very good walking shoe, or if you need a supportive shoe for standing around all day. If you're wondering how it compares to other stability cushion daily trainers out there right now, then definitely head up there. That's my up-to-date best stability running shoes roundup. I always keep that up to date with my top picks at any given time. This one, as you can imagine, ranks very highly on there. So check out the list. There might be a better stability running shoe on there for you. All right, it's time for my final verdict. Are they worth $160? Yes, 100%. For a max cushion stability daily trainer, $160 is very reasonable. And for a very, very good max cushion stability daily trainer, well, that's incredible value. Yes, I highly recommend these ones if you are looking for a supportive cushioned daily trainer to bag mileage, or you want a shoe for standing around or walking all day. This is the one to do it. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, again, please like the video. Very easy to do. Just tap it, smash it, slap it, whatever you want to do to that like button. Make sure you make an impact. And of course, comment on the video. If you don't have any input on this shoe or the previous version, just say hi, introduce yourself. I'm a real person and I love getting to know my subscribers. Because you are a subscriber, right? You just subscribed. And of course you hit that notification bell, didn't you? Yes, good. With that said, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.